up, everyone? Welcome to the channel. Today is going to be a good day. We are on our way to Just Tune in Independence, Missouri. We are going to dyno the C7 with the new F1X blower, the Frankenstein ported cylinder heads, and the new cam from Futural Motorsports. We're hoping that this really cracks open the motor on that car. Not physically, but really opens up the can of power that motor has on tap. That LME engine is awesome. When we took it apart, still looked brand new after we've been beating on it for a little while now. We're hoping it makes, it made 1,001 horsepower with the last setup on it, went 877 at 156. The converter was still tight just because it just didn't have enough power to get up really on that converter. So, hoping the car makes, another 150, 200 horse. You never know, we'll see. But honestly, we just want that car to run below an 855 at the track on this combo. With the intercooler that's on there right now, we've pretty much maxed out what that intercooler can do. ProCharger built an awesome intercooler, for a 900 to 1,000 horsepower bolt-on kit. But when you start surpassing that, you need to do some upgrades as far as the air-to-water system goes. There's no ice on it. It basically just runs through a factory Z06 heat exchanger with coolant. So whenever the car's not running, it's not pumping coolant through, it's not cooling anything. So it's really only running whenever the car is actually running with the engine on. So we'll get that addressed at another time. But right now, our main concern is going to Charlotte, running below an 855 in the quarter mile, which is the C7 record, I do believe, right now. I really think it can do that pretty easily, to be quite honest with you. But I'm really excited. We got the car running. It drives great. As you saw in my last video, no issues at all once we got the car started and running. All right, so we are going to head to Just Tune right now and throw the car on the dyno. Let's see what it makes. So how's it feel, Justin? We have the third fastest C7 in the country right now.
I think you gotta be the fastest to get it.
We do gotta be the fastest. We're making some changes to make sure we can get there. All right, so previous combo on the C7, we had an F1A 94. We had stock untouched heads on it. And then we had a Futural Motorsports cam that was from 2 setups ago. And we put a new cam in from Futural Motorsports. He spec'd us out a new cam. We had Frankenstein Engine Dynamics. I sent them a set of stock heads, and they completely went through them, ported them, massaged them, changed the valves out, put new valve springs, all the goodies on the heads. They should do really well. And then we put an F1X head unit ProCharger blower on there. Not sure what the boost is going to be on it yet. We did put a 4.25 pulley, which is a pretty large pulley. We did have a 370 on the F1A 94. So we'll see what it does here. The F1X should definitely make a little bit of a difference, and then mixed with the new heads and cam, should come out really well. We'll see what it does. set up, and that was the very first pull, so good, looked promising. Made 1,019, and look how far the tune's off. It made 1,001 on kill with the last setup, so I think we're on the right track. It's looking like it's gonna make some power today, which is good. Time. The car just keeps blowing spark out. We don't know why. We checked the plugs. Anytime it's under a load, it just is not happy at all. Really don't know what to do at this point. It's getting late in the afternoon. We've been messing with it all afternoon now, so not really sure. Charlotte's not looking so good though for this car. Make 420 horsepower with no blower on it though. Trying to figure out if it was actually blowing out spark or if we had another issue. Well, turns out it is blowing out spark. We got to figure out why, so I'm gonna take it home. I'm gonna replace it with new plugs and just kind of go over everything and see if I see anything unusual. So go from there and see what happens. All right, so here's what we got working right now. I replaced the plugs with some new plugs. We did find a couple burn spots on the wires. Let me find the one. Yeah, look, hole burned completely through this Heat Shield Products wire, so that thing had to have been hot. Here was another wire that we found. It was scorched. Luckily, I have another set of those wires that are the K-Tech length for the K-Tech relocations, because I had them for the ZL1. I hadn't put them on yet. Here I am thrashing on July 3rd. You know, it's nice outside, could be doing fireworks stuff, but this thing is on top of my list right now. I basically have one more day before I leave for Charlotte for Streetcar Takeover. So trying to get this thing done, and shoot, maybe I can even, if I get it running tonight, running good, maybe I can talk Just Tune into tuning it on 4th of July just to get me going. I know he's got a couple tunes in the morning, so he's already gonna be there. So let's cross our fingers that the plug wires and the plugs are gonna fix this. On 4 pounds, it didn't do it at all. It made a clean, solid dyno run. So it's gotta be something with the spark, ignition related, so we're just trying to narrow it down here. All right, we got the new plugs on. They're gapped correctly, which the ones before were gapped correctly, but we reused the plugs when we put the new heads on. These are brand new plugs. We also put brand new plug wires on it. Really all I gotta do is put the coupler back on the blower. We took the coupler off and made a pull with it to see if it would pull clean without boost, and sure enough it did. So that tells us it's blowing out spark when it sees boost. So we're gonna put that back on, and it's getting pretty late now, so I don't know if we'll be able to go drive it and see if it works, but hopefully this gets us where we need to be. It's 1 a.m. It's now 4th of July, and I'm beat. Been jacking with this thing all day. It's time to go to bed. Made a drive and no bueno. Still does the same exact thing. As soon as you lay into it, it just cuts off, acts like it has no power. Free revving the car, revs all the way to 7,000 RPMs, all the way to the floor, easy, makes, you know, 10 pounds of boost, 12 pounds of boost on just a free rev, no problems. But it's just whenever it's under a load driving, it is not happy. So we're gonna look at the logs here, see if we see anything. Other than that, we're just gonna have to tear it all the way back down. At this point, we have no idea. All right, well, we took the intake off, checked the map sensor, checked, make sure that we didn't see anything goofy. Didn't really see anything, but we got it back on. We're gonna button it back up, go out for a drive. We did put a new map sensor on it just in case. Didn't see anything crazy with the heads. No internal leaking going on. So we're gonna put it back together and go drive it and see what happens. All right, well, we got it back together and went out for a drive, and same exact thing. We logged it some more. Don't see anything crazy with it. So after asking a few guys, you know, that I know that have a lot of experience with this stuff, we started to check for pushrod length, make sure it's the right pushrod length, because these Frankenstein heads do have different valves in them. They got some different geometry going on there, and you know, my Bray, who installed everything the other day, he checked one side over there, and it seemed to be within spec, but what Bray didn't know is what lifters were in the car. So it actually has Johnson lifters in it, and so we did check it, and it's at 50 thousandths right now. It is possible that the push rods are too long, and when it's under a real heavy load, it's just bottoming out and not working correctly. So we're going to try a set of shorter push rods in the car. We do know what size we need. Unfortunately, for this weekend in Charlotte, I will not be able to run the car. It is loaded up in the trailer. I am going to take it. It is going to be a show car for this weekend. So sucks, but it is what it is. We're just out of time. And honestly, pulling it out of the driveway, I actually had one of my oil cooler lines decide to let go on me. So maybe it's just a sign that this weekend was just not in the cards for the C7, because with that oil cooler line leaking, and it's leaking pretty good, I would not have been able to race the car anyways, and I would have been super pissed off. Honestly, I would have probably found something to get me by for the weekend to make it stop leaking, but it is leaking very bad right now. I have oil all over my driveway just pulling the car out to the trailer. So we'll see everyone in Charlotte this weekend. Twin Peaks on Friday night in Concord, and then racing all day Saturday at ZMAX. It should be a lot of fun. We'll see you guys there. Thanks for watching, and we'll have a video up here next week.